step into the ring, the bell's about to chime. Turnbuckle Talk, we're here to shine. Flagship on the airwaves, leading the pack. Breaking news, reviews, we've got your back. From the squared circle to the backstage news, we bring stories that you can't refuse. Turnbuckle Talk, the voice of the fight. Every slam, every suplex, every highlight. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. For the latest in wrestling, we bring the heat. From AEW to WWE, we cover it all from A to Z. Interviews, insights, and match reviews. If it's wrestling news, we got the clues. From the squared circle to the backstage news, we bring the stories that you can't refuse. Turnbuckle Talk, the voice of the fight. Every slam, every suplex, every highlight. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. For the latest in wrestling, we bring the heat.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday night. It is 8:05 p.m. Eastern. It is Turnbuckle Talk time here with myself and OMD. Kind of a hectic week in pro wrestling, I would say. But we're here to bring you some of the news. OMD, how are you doing?
I'm doing a lot better than I was last night. And I want to apologize to everybody who tunes into the Locker Room Breakdown. I was in no condition to even attempt the show, hence why I cut it early. But I'm back tonight feeling a whole lot better. And we're going to get this show on the road.
Yeah, and you know who's in prime condition to wrestle? A certain daughter of a man of 1,000 holds. We're talking about one Marie Malenko, the daughter of WWE wrestler Dean Malenko, made her pro wrestling Noah debut on February 2nd, 2026 at Shinjuku Face in Tokyo, marking her first match on Japanese soil. Bobby Stats coming in saying, hello, everyone. How you doing, Bobby Stats? We're talking Marie Malenko here. She is a second-generation wrestler. She competed in a three-way match alongside Sophia Sivan, facing off against the teams of Great Sakuya, Olivia Rose, and Zones, and Dream Girl Ellie. That's actually a pretty big match to start off with.
Okay. Bobby, great to see you as always. Glad to hear you're doing well. Thank you. It is unfortunately the only name out of that I know is Dream Girl Ellie.
Yeah, and as soon as I saw Dream Girl Ellie, and I know who the other female wrestlers are, like I said, big news here.
For me, I'm glad Marie is starting in Japan. We do know that Dean has an extensive history working in Japan as well.
Mm-hmm.
As well as with Japanese and luchadors, as well as cruiserweights from his time in WCW. So definitely works to her advantage.
Yeah, and as Bubba Duke is coming in saying, because I did the same thing, Bubba, he's saying, hey, guys, I got to watch this young lady in that match, and she's good. Keep your eye on her. And he's 100% right. I mean, the apple don't fall too far from the tree as far as the talent pool goes with this woman. Okay. There is something there. I highly recommend go and check her out. She's definitely got the Malenko blood in her.
Okay. See, because I was going to say my big concern, and I realize that she's starting in Noah, which is absolutely probably the smartest move for her. Because I look at other multi-generational superstars, Rachel Ellering, Teal Piper, and you don't hear anything from them. It's almost like they've gotten lost in the shuffle where they are. And I don't want to see that happen to Marie.
Yeah, I don't think that is really the case though with a lot of these wrestlers. I mean, for instance, Teal Piper, I know that she's looking to strike out on her own. Rachel Ellering, on the other hand, what we talk about, like these generational talents, we look at Lacey Von Erich, for instance, right? she had the weight of the world on her being a Von Erich, and every single one of the Von Erich boys were great wrestlers. So even Fritz. So it's a thing that when you're coming in as a second generation wrestler, you should not have to be compared to the likes of your father or anything like that. You should be able to carve your own niche.
No, absolutely. And I'm with you there. I mean, we look at,
Mhm.
we can name how many second, third, fourth generation superstars in WWE,
Mhm.
AEW, and even members of those dynasties who don't use the nepotism. And I hope that we don't see that for Marie Malenko. Yes, make mention of it, but don't let that be everything about her.
Yeah, and Bobby Stats is coming in saying she's also got 2 more matches in Japan as a part of Marigold. So she's going to be making the tour of Japan. This is I'm going to look at this as more of like her excursion to Japan.
Right.
But Bubba Duke is saying she won't let you forget her. And
Okay.
I can guarantee that she definitely won't. But there is I'm very intrigued to see how far she goes. I do hope she does make it big, just as her father Dean did, just as her grandfather Boris Malenko did. I'm very, very excited to see where she goes. I'm always excited to see when these these second generation wrestlers, third generation wrestlers come in, because I'm always intrigued to see what they bring from what their dads had done or their uncles had done. We look at the Usos, we look at the entire bloodline, right?
Right.
Yeah, when we see definitely when we watch like Jey Uso, for instance, we see hints of Rikishi, we see hints of Umaga, we see hints of Samu in there as well
Yeah.
with the way they wrestle. And I wouldn't mind seeing that out of Marie, if we can see just some kind of a tribute to Dean in her work,
Right.
that's fine. But we don't need her to just be a full-on female copy of Dean.
No, and what I'm going to suggest is you do something like Natalia does and wrestle your own match, but she uses the sharpshooter as her finish. Let Marie use the Texas Cloverleaf.
Yes.
That's all you need to do.
Yeah, and Bobby, you're right. She does have a very bright future, but I'd like to move on from Japan. Let's let's take a little trip over to Winnipeg, shall we?
All right.
This is a very interesting thing that's taking place in Winnipeg right now. Symphonic music and wrestling have more in common than one might initially realize. Winnipeg Pro Wrestling and the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra are partnering together to put together a wrestling event this weekend called Brawl at the Hall. It will pit Winnipeg's wrestling elite against each other on the concert hall stage, with the soundtrack being provided by the WSO. This is from classic107.com. Under the baton of composer Daniel Bartholomew Poyser. This is intriguing because we've seen classical music being used in pro wrestling as a whole. Macho Man and Gorgeous George both used Pomp and Circumstance.
Yep.
Gunther right now has a classical music theme. Hunter Hearst Helmsley had a harpsichord theme song.
Yeah.
William Regal in his time in WCW and his early days in WWE used a classical entrance theme song.
Yep.
So it's actually surprising that music actually does go hand in hand with pro wrestling, and I'm very excited about this event here.
I am as well, and I'm looking at it as like, because I'm a big fan of symphonic metal music.
Mm-hmm.
And so you look at Metallica S&M 1 and 2. One of my favorite bands, Within Temptation and the London Philharmonic Orchestra.
Yes.
And it's just beautiful. What I'm intrigued by is that they are providing this soundtrack, and it seems to me like it's going to be coming during the matches as well, not just between and to play the wrestlers out to the ring. It's going to be going on during the matches, hitting those high spots.
Yeah, so it's going to be kind of like it sounds kind of like, yeah, like a ballet. Ballet does that. They have a symphony that usually plays while the dancers are on stage telling the story. But it's intriguing. Like I wish I still lived in Winnipeg so I can go see this.
Right?
But it's not only going to include pieces by composers like Dvorak and Beethoven, because they're going to play a lot of like classic Beethoven kind of music,
Right.
which Hunter Hearst Helmsley also used Beethoven.
Yes, he did.
To come out to. But they're going to use soundtrack excerpts, and you're going to love this one. Soundtrack excerpts from Lord of the Rings. Yes. Both OMD and I are very big Lord of the Rings fans. So they're also going to be using music from Star Wars as well. So, and I was thinking about this earlier, like when I read this article, and it got me thinking, how cool would it be if John Williams did a theme song for somebody?
That would be awesome. I mean, and let's take a look. I mean, even Daniel Bryan, when he used Flight of the Valkyries.
Yep.
That was classical. Ric Flair.
Yeah, with also Zach, I can't say the rest of the name. It's a weird title, but it's from 2001, A Space Odyssey. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the history of theme music starts with Gorgeous George, who came out to Pomp and Circumstance, and he was the first wrestler basically to develop a character, had a theme song, had an entrance, had the flashy attire. And then it went on to like the Macho Man used it. Even in like CWE, we sometimes get wrestlers that will come out to that kind of stuff. I mean,
yeah.
Diego Da Vinci used classical theme songs during his heel run.
Right. So I'm very intrigued. And like you, I would love to fly to Winnipeg to see this.
There has to be a way to watch it on YouTube. I'm going to look the promotion up to see if there's something there.
Well, believe it or not, because Winnipeg Pro and CWE have a lot of affiliation.
Right, they're both based out of Winnipeg.
Well, and if you look right under the Turnbuckle Studios logo, that is Tyler Colton, who is a former CWE champion.
Yes, it is.
So there is that whole aspect. And I know, like I talk mainly on metal music and my festivals and all of that. I'm a huge, huge classical music.
As am I. Actually, just before we went on live, I was listening. I mentioned his name. I was listening to John Williams. I was listening to the Jurassic Park soundtrack from him. But again, if you're in the Winnipeg area, guys, do yourself a favor. Go check this event out. It's something completely different for the pro wrestling industry. And I'm intrigued. I got to find a way to watch this, or at least watch clips from it.
Right.
But I think right now what we're going to do is take our first commercial break.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we go TNA as we brace for Impact at 9 p.m. On Fridays, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. And later that night, we have the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day. And please visit turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Turnbuckle Studios for all of your Turnbuckle affiliation program needs. That is our weekly calendar of events, everything that happens here each and every night of the week. At turnbucklestudios.org, meet the team and the hosts of those shows, Mr. Best, myself, Bubba Duke, Chris Parrish, and Carl Carafel. Get our socials, watch our latest weekly live episodic shows. Turnbucklestudios.org for all your Turnbuckle affiliation program needs.
Yeah, and since we're talking shows, there's a certain show that moments ago actually we got information on this, and this is a movie that intrigued me when I first heard about it, but as I'm very curious about how they're going to do this. John Cena has been cast in Matchbox the movie. It's a movie based on the Matchbox toy cars that we used to get for like $2 at like A&P when we were kids.
Yep.
It has a release date. It'll be coming to us October 9th on Apple TV. The film is based on the classic toy cars. Stephen Hargrave is tied to direct it. It's described as an action-packed globe-trotting adventure about a group of friends who since childhood have their lives upended when undercover CIA agent Sean, played by John Cena, their long-absent former leader, returns to their small town and unwittingly gets them embroiled in frantic international pursuit to save the world. That sounds interesting right off the bat. Because I've been sitting here, like, I heard about this movie like about a year ago, I would say. And I've been like, how are they going to do that? How are they going to make this into a movie?
Well, it's funny because we look at all of these things, and yes, we grew up with Matchbox cars. And we did. I remember us discussing it right here on Turnbuckle Talk. And I am intrigued because I believe there's also, believe it or not, I think there's a Toy Soldiers movie coming out as well. But to get John Cena in this as a CIA agent, and I am impressed with the rest of the cast, as he does have Jessica Biel, Sam Richardson, Teyonah Paris, and Arturo Castro.
Yeah. This is and this is an interesting thing for me. I wish that this movie was coming to theaters because today in my real life, I was able to score 2 free movie tickets to whatever movie I want this year.
Nice.
So I kind of wish that this was going to theaters because I kind of think that this is a theater movie. And what I mean by theater movie is like you go and you enjoy some high octane action while snacking on some popcorn for 2 hours.
Absolutely. Absolutely, this would be. I mean, it's going to Apple TV, so I mean, we don't know if or when it will move over to Netflix or to Prime or to wherever else it may go.
But it's still giving me the vibes that maybe if I do have the option, I will take a free trial of Apple TV to check this movie out.
Right?
But because again, I'm intrigued. Like, how do you take a toy car and make a movie out of it? Has always been the question. People have asked, like, how do you do the Barbie movie? And well, like, there's actually several storylines you can come up with for Barbie, G.I. Joe as well. Even Battleship, when that movie came out, I was like, how the hell are they going to do a Battleship movie? They did it, and personal opinion, it wasn't good.
I loved it.
Yeah. But I'm interested. I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued with this. I gotta see the trailer when it comes out. I really do.
I mean, are you racing around like? Is there a collection of bombs in multiple little toy cars around the world? Is it that you're building these Matchbox cars to race around? What are you doing?
Yeah. But again, totally intrigued by this. And this is what I like about John Cena and the movie roles he takes on. He takes on a lot of these roles that you wouldn't expect him to do, i.e., the Barbie movie again, because he appears in that one.
Right?
Even those god awful Fred movies he appears in. This is why I like John Cena as an actor, because he does a little bit of everything for everyone as far as movies go.
Right. And let's not forget that John Cena is also an accomplished children's author.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I actually have his books for my son, of course. Yes, I bought them because they were John Cena, but they were for my son to help him learn to read. So John Cena, through his movies, through his wrestling, through his philanthropy, through all of this, look at everything this man has accomplished.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, what more can you say about this this guy? Just unbelievable that the roles that he's taking on. Like I said, he does roles that are available to like everyone. So if he's going to do an action movie, he'll do it. If he's going to do a comedy movie, he'll do it. If he's going to do a Disney kids movie, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
It would not surprise me if he appears in the upcoming Lord of the Rings movie coming out, The Hunt for Gollum.
Right.
It really would not surprise me if he showed up somewhere in that movie. But moving on to the classroom now. Corey Graves has taken on a very interesting role here, and something that if I had the money and I lived where he's doing this, I would gladly go and take this course. But he has taken on a new profession, in that he will be taking on the position of a college professor at Point Park University in his home state of Pennsylvania. He will be teaching sports broadcasting. Very intriguing. This is a guy that I would, if I had the chance, I would pick his brain about broadcasting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a guy who has taken what he could do in the ring, got hurt, and elevated his game. He took a chance on doing something away from the ring, but still kept him involved in what he loved. And now he's going to share that experience with up and coming potential sports broadcasters.
Yeah, this is he was hired on by Point Park University chair of the school communications department, Dr. Bernie Yankee. But let me see here. He mentions that he was invited over the last year or two to speak at Point Park College to their broadcasting students. It was wrestling centric, but there was also quite a few students who were broadcasting specific, not necessarily wrestling fans. It went well. They asked me to come back again, and I did. The second time went better than the first. There was that's straight from Corey Graves himself. However, there was originally, when Corey Graves was reached out to teach, he thought the idea was absurd at first. And of course, the communications department chair, Dr. Bernie Yankee, did not agree with Graves' comment that it is absurd. He did say the following: I was really impressed with the way he interacted and mentored 18, 19, 20-year-old students. And just watching the energy he brought to his presentation, I thought it would be worth looking into Corey teaching a class, somebody like that. If you put him in the classroom, students are familiar with his work. The thing for him was this: not every student is going to be interested in wrestling. He wanted to do something a little broader for that Point Park student who wanted to be in a pregame show for baseball or a postgame show for women's basketball. He wanted to create a class that will serve students in what their current interests are, what their professional interests are. he felt live sports production. There are a lot of facets to it, and he's not wrong. Dr.
No.
Brett Anke is not wrong on that one, because I've done my fair share of sports broadcasting. There's a lot that goes into it. But yeah, all the best to Corey. He's going to be doing this during the summer of 2025 and into the fall. I wonder what this means for his commentary career. Because he's been doing AAA on a weekly basis. He's also been on Raw, I believe. So I'm wondering if that's just what he's going to do, is just do those, come back, teach the class. You know what I mean? That's going to keep him really busy.
It is. And he needs because he's got 4 kids at home, maybe 5 now. It does keep him busy. There are a lot of facets to it. I mean, even if you look at us, and what we do seems simple to us now, but there's our inflections, our tones, our passions, the things that, we get high on, the things that we get low on, the things we want to keep even keel and not show too much emotion on. So there is a lot. It's the analysis that goes into each and every show we put on, each and every sport that is out there. You have to know what you're talking about. You can't just wing it.
Yeah, especially, and this is something I've learned myself doing the CWE commentary. I come in learning and knowing the history of each competitor that's going to be on that show. I look into everything that they've done recently, whether it was winning a championship for another promotion, what they had done the last time they were in our city and what had taken place then, that sort of thing. And the same thing goes for like hockey broadcasting, right? You have to go in and you have to know, 28 players on per team, right?
Yeah,
something like that. So you have to know 56 players and all of their backstories, the 2 coaches and their backstories, the referees and their backstories. There's a lot that goes into it, and it's not just put on your headset and go.
No, it's not. With wrestling commentary, ladies and gentlemen, it's not so much the same way now as it used to be, where you would have somebody in your headset and you're trying to get their words out.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're more off the cuff, but they know what they're talking about because they study and they've been around the business for as long as they have. So even then, for those young up and comers, go check out amateur baseball or junior hockey. Start putting all of these things together now and build your portfolio.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, like every weekend when I'm actually free on Sundays, I listen to the Greyhounds game at 2 p.m., our local hockey team. And a shout out to the lead announcer, Jerry Liscombe Jr. I've been picking up tips on how to do our shows through listening to him.
Yeah.
But all in all, like if you're going to take this class with Corey Graves, he's been doing it for close to 10 years now, I think. I say do this and listen to everything he's got to say, because I guarantee you he's going to teach you guys something out there if you're going to take his course.
Yes, don't let the tattoos on the savior of misbehavior fool you. The guy is knowledgeable, he knows what he's doing, and he is an amazing broadcaster.
And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we are going to take another commercial break, because this last half hour, we have to focus on this man. So we're going to take ourselves a little commercial break here.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, video games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today, because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, turnbucklestudios.org is the place to be. for all your Turnbuckle affiliation program needs. Scan the QR code above Mr. Best. But ladies and gentlemen, head over to the site, click the join button, send us your credentials, tell us how you can help us, how you feel we can help you, and we will sit down as a collective and find the right fit. Turnbucklestudios.org for all your Turnbuckle affiliation program needs.
Yeah, last I checked, I was a Mr. Best.
Well,
We're about to get on the emotional side here, guys, because on Saturday, we saw yet another Hall of Fame worthy competitor. We saw his career come to an end on Saturday at the hands of Gunther again. We're going to spend some time and we're going to talk AJ Styles. Yes, I pulled the cover from 2K19. This is my most favorite picture of AJ. What a career this guy has had. 25 years in the business. Debuting in WCW in the Cruiserweight Tag Team Title Tournament with Air Paris. And I went back and watched a few of those clips and I'm like, holy God, was he good back then? He was up against guys like Elix Skipper, who was also a show stealer of a wrestler as well.
right?
But talk about OMD, your first memory of AJ Styles, if you can.
My first memory would have to be back when I first started watching TNA. And I'm going to go AJ Styles and Samoa Joe.
Oh, so a little bit later than when I started watching TNA.
Yeah. I didn't get into the weekly pay-per-views. I only started watching TNA when it first actually got national TV.
So Fox Sports I think is where it started.
Maybe.
I think. Yeah.
And just to watch this guy, and I mean, again, I've never been that high flyer guy, but this guy just brought it. And he was one of the guys that really helped to elevate TNA above WWE for me for a long time. And then you look at his rivalries there. It might have been Christopher Daniels was his first match that I saw, but again, that was just so long ago. And just a shame to see his career come to an end the way it did this past weekend.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It was a fantastic match between the two
was.
men. My earliest memory is back in 2004. I was ordering the weekly pay-per-views because I needed to see if D'Lo Brown could beat AJ Styles for the NWA title. Because what sold me on watching this was seeing D'Lo Brown. Wait, D'Lo Brown's going for a world heavyweight title? Okay, I'm going to order this show. And
Right.
It was against AJ Styles. And AJ Styles at the time was aligned with Vince Russo. Vince Russo had this like group of wrestlers that were trying to screw D'Lo out of the championship.
Right.
And I was completely sold on that. And then I think I seen him wrestle after that feud had come to an end. I think I saw AJ wrestle Michael Shane, Shawn Michaels' cousin. And they just because Michael Shane was a rookie. He was like brand new in the game. It was like his first match, basically.
Right.
And AJ let Michael Shane shine in that matchup. And that was the thing that I noticed out of AJ, out of the 25 years, is that every time he took on somebody new, he let that wrestler shine. He gave them that moment, that 20 minutes of wrestling to
And that's because
show
of
off their strengths.
And that's because of how he came up and he was given that opportunity to shine.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, he did not get very many matches in WCW before it folded. Was offered the opportunity to move to Cincinnati, join OVW.
Yes,
And
he had He had the tryout.
Yeah. And he chose not to because he was going to make the same amount of money there as he was in his bottled water job. And all the credit to the man, prioritized family. Chose the fact that his wife was finishing school or just finishing teacher's college.
Yes.
And he prioritized that over his own career.
Yeah, and then Jeff Jarrett, he during his short stay in WCW, he made friends with the Chosen One.
Yep.
And the Chosen One chose AJ Styles to come to TNA when when Jeff and Jerry were starting it off.
Yes.
And AJ was on that first show. I can't remember who he took on, but I know he was on that first show. I did watch that first show some years later. And it was off to the races for him. I mean, that first show, we knew that there was a star in the making right then and there.
Right. I know, I'm trying to remember because I believe, because Kazarian was in the first match on that first ever show. And I believe that was a 6-man, but I could be wrong.
It was a 6-man. It was, I think the team was called the Flying Elvises or something like that. It was NWA at that time. NWA TNA was going through a lot of weird things to start off with.
Right. But yes, the Flying Elvises, which did have one Jimmy Wang Yang.
Yes, it did. And he came from WCW too, by the way.
Yes, he did.
Because he was a member of the Young Dragons. But yeah.
And then
sorry, go ahead.
You move forward to the segment where he was supposed to join Aces and Eights, came out to new music, new darker brooding music, to then get Ready to Fly, stayed face, carried that war with Nick Magnus Aldis, former guest here on Turnbuckle Talk. And that whole situation that then led to TNA asking him to take a pay cut.
And during that time, I saw the frustration in AJ. I saw it clear as day. And it wasn't his character or anything like that, because I know his character was supposed to be frustrated with the way things were going on. But there was just something about him during that time that I actually saw real frustration in his matches and everything like that. And it didn't necessarily like turn me off from wanting to watch AJ, because God forbid I wanted to watch AJ Styles.
Right.
I mean, my most favorite AJ Styles match was when he went to New Japan and he formed the Bullet Club, or he didn't form the Bullet Club, he joined the Bullet Club.
Yes.
Kicking Prince Devitt out because Prince Devitt was on his way to WWE to become Finn Balor.
Yes.
That match with Shinsuke Nakamura, Wrestle Kingdom 9, that was the selling point for me to order that pay-per-view.
Okay.
Knowing, because I was curious, I wanted to see AJ in a ring outside of TNA. At that point in time, I had forgotten that he was in WCW, so all I knew was TNA AJ.
Right. And that was all I knew for a long time as well. And then let's not forget there was Ring of Honor AJ.
Yeah, and see, I wasn't too familiar with Ring of Honor around that time either. So,
and you look at some of those matches that he had there with guys like, individually they're the Motor City Machine Guns, but individually with Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, stuff that he carried over to TNA as well.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it was announced that AJ Styles is in talks to come to the WWE. And it was not something any of us truly believed.
I did. I heard the reports like months beforehand that the deal that he had with New Japan was only a 1-year deal, and that he was working on something with the WWE. And when he came in, like, because it was after the January 4th Tokyo Dome show that we knew that him, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, were all on their way out. And that was a huge exodus for New Japan. They lost their top tag team, their top mid card guy in Shinsuke, because he was the IWGP Intercontinental Champion for a time there,
Right.
and then AJ Styles, who held the IWGP Championship during his brief run there. So when we heard that they were all coming to the WWE, sorry, the question was when. AJ Styles then shows up as the third entrant in the 2016 Royal Rumble, and fans, I remember the reaction and hearing the music until seeing the "I am phenomenal" on the Titantron, and I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it right now.
Yep.
And just in my head, I'm watching his entrance, and I'm like, I was frozen. And it was just like when Sting came to the WWE. It was something like I could not believe that I was saying AJ Styles is in the WWE.
Right. I didn't believe it, even watching him walk out there, until I saw the word phenomenal go across the screen, and I was just like, no.
And then the look on Roman's face too, because it seemed that Roman Reigns was in the ring at the time. And Roman, I don't think Roman even knew.
Yeah, Roman was like, who is this guy?
And then he's seen AJ come out, and he's like, uh-oh. You know? But that and then that run in the Royal Rumble, he got the Iron Man run that year.
Yep.
Unbelievable. And I want to say it was Jericho who threw him out, and that led to their match at WrestleMania that year. I'm almost certain it was that year that they had their WrestleMania match.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But again, I knew going in right away, I wanted to see AJ Styles and Chris Jericho have a match.
Right. And I know I wanted the fantasy match that never happened because Shawn had already retired. I wanted the AJ versus Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And I mean, you were 2 years removed at the time from CM Punk having walked out, and you still hadn't found a way to truly replace that.
Yeah, and AJ kind of made us think CM Punk who for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, so I'm looking at it right now. AJ Styles' debut WrestleMania was at WrestleMania 32, April 3rd, 2016, against Chris Jericho. That's huge in of itself right there.
Yes.
To have your first WrestleMania match against a guy the caliber of Chris Jericho. What does that tell you? Like, the WWE were sinking their marbles in on AJ that year. And he would I'm almost certain he won his first WWE title in 2016 as well.
I believe he did, and I believe he beat John Cena for it.
Yeah, and then we'd move on, I believe, to the following year's Rumble, where John Cena and AJ would have a championship match. John was going for number 16 at the time.
Yes.
And he got number 16 in that match.
Yes, he did.
I didn't want John to get number 16 at that time.
No, me neither.
But on the flip side of that, like I was at that point where I was looking at Ric Flair's title reigns as untouchable. That's how that's why I said no to 16.
I was on the no to 16, but I had people pegged above John Cena that I felt deserved it. And Although Shawn Michaels was nowhere near, he would have been one of them. But I did have Triple H in that spot as the guy who should.
Mm-hmm.
I had Randy Orton in that spot as the guy who should. But that was also part of being on the Let's Go Sucks side of the John Cena chains.
Yeah, and I'm looking at like his AJ Styles resume here, and we're looking at his. I'm just gonna say wrap off his WWE resume because it's a long resume he's got. He's a 2-time WWE champion. He's a 1-time Intercontinental champion. He's a 3-time United States champion, 2-time WWE Raw or World Tag Team champion. One with Omos, which I actually liked that alliance, but that's neither here nor there right now. Dragon, and of course, more recently with Dragon Lee, he is the 32nd Triple Crown champion, 15th Grand Slam champion under the current format of WWE, 22nd overall.
Wow.
He won when he won the Intercontinental title. It was because of a tournament that he won in 2024. He's a 1-time Slammy Award winner for Match of the Year in 2020, and that was the Boneyard match that he won that Slammy for. That's another credit to AJ's resume right there, is that he wrestled The Undertaker in Taker's last matchup.
Yeah.
Just looking at his other resume, I'm going to probably scroll up to his TNA one because I guarantee you that's a long one too. Oh yeah, it's a long one. 3-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion, 6-time and the first ever TNA X Division Champion, 2-time TNA Legends Global Television Championship, whatever they were calling it each week.
Well, it was the Legends title, which became it was the TV title, which became the Legends title.
Yeah, and then it became the Global title.
Yes.
And then NWA World Tag Team titles 4 times, 1 with Jerry Lynn, 1 with Abyss, 2 with Christopher Daniels. I actually remember his tag team title run with Abyss, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Because I remember the angle pretty well. They were doing do you remember in 99 when they were doing the Kane, Kane's a psycho, so we're going to put him in a psych ward kind of thing?
Yeah.
I remember them AJ Styles doing that with Abyss at the same time. Yep. And that's what led to their tag team title run.
Yep.
TNA World Tag Team Championship 2 times, 1 with Tyson Tomko. That's a deep grab right there. And Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
He's also the first ever TNA Triple Crown champion, and he did it 5 times. First ever TNA Grand Slam champion. He did it twice. Jesus, this guy, Hall of Fame worthy. For both TNA and WWE. I don't put him in this year, though, for WWE.
Right. And I actually wasn't going to go to that question. I know we've discussed it. I do for TNA. Definitely, I put him in Bound for Glory.
Because he's been out of TNA long enough that the Hall of Fame induction is deserved.
Well, they asked him a year and a half ago at Bound for Glory if he would go in, and he said no because I'm still an active competitor.
Yes.
So now, yes, I do. I know I've asked you, so we know where each other stands. I think that we should go with the smallest draft class of the modern era this year, or Hall of Fame class, sorry, and go with Stephanie, Cena, and AJ. You're on the opposite side. But we do have to ask, and I've asked Bubba Duke this, he believes that AJ is going back to TNA for one final run. We know that there's a list of dream matchups there. Mike Santana has actually said he wants that match with AJ. Does he go that route, or does he just go in there and make these one-off appearances?
I would like to see him get a couple months of a run. Because I not only do I want to see it with Mike Santana, I wouldn't mind him and Nick Nemeth having a match. Because holy cow, they would tear the house down.
Yeah.
And for a nostalgia run, Frankie Kazarian.
Okay.
I would even go Eric Young as well for another nostalgic run.
Yep. What about because we saw Javon pitching for that one-on-one match during this if AJ hadn't just retired.
Well,
What
that's where I
about
was going to go.
AJ and Leon Slater?
I was just going to go there. That's another match I want to see based off that tag team match that Dragon Lee and AJ Styles had against Leon Slater and Javon Evans. I need more of Leon Slater and AJ Styles.
Right. And another thing, and this was something else that we discussed with our good friend Chris Parrish the other night. Robert Stone is actually managing the trio of Tessa Blanchard, Victoria Crawford, and I can't remember their third partner in TNA.
Yeah.
Would AJ Styles be a good fit? Not just as a coach in the Performance Center, but as the new GM on NXT?
Probably not right now because they already announced tonight's the GM.
Right.
Interim GM, I should say.
Yes,
For those who are watching, it's Shawn Michaels.
Okay, didn't want the spoiler.
Yeah. I don't know how it happened, but I saw. So, but yeah, this is it was weird last night watching Raw and not seeing AJ because I'm beginning to think to myself that over the last 25 years of watching wrestling, there hasn't been a week where I didn't watch something that AJ did or hear of something that AJ Styles did.
Right? He's been a staple. And I mean, now you look, and I mean, we know where I stand on the Gunther situation. I don't like this for Gunther's career. But I'm glad AJ maybe went out on his own terms at the Royal Rumble, or should he have maybe wanted a little bit more from this year?
Well, to be fair, his WWE contract was coming to an end on January 31st, so and as I've always stated, that when you're getting set to retire, to put the next guy over, which Gunther, they're heavily pushing him, and I do believe that Gunther gets another world title run this year.
Oh, see, I don't. Oh,
I do.
I think this has painted Gunther into a corner, and I think his career has peaked.
It hasn't.
I
will tell you that right now.
On the downward slope now.
I'll tell you that right now because Gunther has just become the hottest heel in the WWE because of what he's doing. And he will become a world champion one more time this year.
Okay. I hope I'm wrong.
You more than likely you have been so far with Gunther's run.
It just, for me, it sucks.
Yeah. But AJ Styles, oh my God, he did leave me wanting more coming out of that match on Sunday. So I would like to see him if he's retired from WWE, like, because I'm trying to remember the wording. Is he retired from WWE or is he retired from pro wrestling? Because that's the wording that we've got to look at if he is going to go to TNA.
Well, when he said it a few weeks ago on Raw, he said Gunther was trying to put an end to his WWE career.
Mm-hmm.
But does he go and give us that final run where it all started? Or does he simply take that step back and go and be the family man, the dad, the husband that he wants to be?
And he's always had that on his mind. He's always said that that's first and foremost his family.
Yeah.
And all the credit to him for that, all the love and respect to him for that. I mean, what more can you say about this man who, again, like I said, the better part of 25 years has graced our screens and entertained us in ways that we couldn't even possibly imagine. Because again, I go back to, like I said, I was watching clips from his time in WCW, and he was doing things back then that we were just getting a taste of what AJ could do at the time.
Right.
And it just exploded as that TNA career came, as he came to the WWE. So AJ Styles, thank you for a phenomenal, pun intended, 25 years. OMD, we've got one more commercial to play. So we're going to do that before we say our goodbyes.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Turnbucklestudios.org for all your Turnbuckle affiliation program needs. Head on over to our shop. Support your favorite shows. Support your favorite podcasters. Wear what we wear. All of the proceeds come back into our studios to bring you a better experience. Turnbucklestudios.org for all your Turnbuckle affiliation program needs.
OMD, well, let's give out them socials before we say our goodbyes.
All right. If you're looking for me, ladies and gentlemen, both of us are under the host section at turnbucklestudios.org, but you can follow me at my link tree, linktr.ee/OMD show.
That's right, guys. And you can find me at my socials, which is my link tree, lanktr.ee/Chris_best83. OMD. What are those words we like to go out on?
Ladies and gentlemen, please always remember the world is better with you in it. From all of us here at Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.
Flagship show setting the tone. In the world of wrestling we stand alone. With news and reviews we lead the way. Turnbuckle Talk every day. Turnbuckle Talk every day.